Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we got to look at the Friesland, and we'll also be talking about a new line of destroyers, European destroyers coming out now. There's Swirsky. He was previously available on any European destroyer that you got. Now they changed it recently. The Orkan gets the Euro Dewey. We don't get to come up with a name for him, but to me it looks like Bruce Boudreau. Those of you guys that follow hockey know what I'm talking about. So, they always give out a default commander for every nation. We saw him introduced recently. That was kind of the first clue that these destroyers were coming. Second clue was people started to spot these European destroyers out on the high seas. The super testers were playing them. And then shortly thereafter, they came up with a blog post kind of detailing what to expect. So we'll talk about that first, and then we'll jump into this game. This game gets pretty interesting as it goes on in terms of map control and positioning. So stay tuned for that. But looking at these destroyers, now it looks like most of them are pretty much Swedish. Starting off, we got the Tier 1 Griff, which is a cruiser, of course. But then it branches off into Tier 2 Romulus, Tier 3 Klashorn, Tier 4 Visby, Tier 5 Vasteros, Tier 6 Skane, we'll go with, and Ostergotland. Tier 7. Now, there's a lot of dots on top of a lot of these words here. I have no idea what any of them mean. There's different kinds of dots even. So, I don't profess to know anything about Swedish or any of the Scandinavian languages or any foreign languages for that matter. But nevertheless, those are the ships. Now, they have a pretty good reputation on the PC. They give us a bit of an overview here what to expect, though. Very fast torpedoes that deal medium damage. No smoke generator. So like their French brethren, no smokes, ups the difficulty, of course. Medium caliber, fast-firing main battery, powerful anti-air defenses. And that's something we see on this Friesland as well. In fact, it's one of the AA monsters of the destroyer world so far. That's going to be followed by these European destroyers, which should be pretty good at AA in general. And they got access to repair parties starting at Tier 4. So kind of a new bag of tricks with these things. Should be interesting. Like I say, I think from what I've seen over the years, watching people on PC play these, they look pretty good. You guys that also play the PC version, or those of you that just play the PC version, but you tune into my content, let us know in the comments what you think in terms of these ships. But I'm pretty excited with them. Whether or not we'll actually get a second destroyer commander or not yet known, but I'm pretty sure Swirsky, which has the ship's concealment perk, so that's how you get access to one of the double concealment builds. I'm pretty sure he would be coming back. I'd be pretty shocked, in fact, if that wasn't the case. All right, so jumping into this game here, early we were able to get the Benson, and now we've moved into A. Now there's a Eastern Dragon, I believe, one of the Miyoko neon ships to the south of us, and there's some other guys. We're trying to push this Gneisenau off here as well. Red did get B. Now if we can get A, of course we'll tie that up in terms of background points being generated, but the main strategy that you should always be trying to achieve as a team, at least, and yourself as an individual, whatever you can do to influence the team's strategy. We want to capture and control one flank. Okay, we got A, they're getting C, and then you want to capture and control the middle. Now this map here, one of these new maps, I forget the name off the top of my head, but the very concentrated in terms of, islands around this blue, or the B cap here. So very difficult to play here. Here we got a Pablo Emilio. Now this is it's also known as the YOLO Emilio. It's basically born to Suicide Rush, and I'm assuming that's what he's trying to do. We got the battleship there just to the northwest of B. We're going to try and get this guy down, keeping an eye on the map, making sure those cruisers, and there he pops up right on the map there. But we want to make sure that these ships that are threats to us aren't being aggressive and coming around. We are getting spotted here. We do need to keep an eye on that, but it looks like the Roma probably was responsible, and we do indeed drop spot as he goes out of our main firing range and behind the island. So I'm initially thinking, okay, we got to get to B, but can I attack this dragon, this Miyoko, that was previously broadside here? He did have some guys shooting on our team. I'm trying to spot him if possible. There he's going the other way around the island low. He's already low, so we're not going to be able to get a shot or really do much for him. But keep an eye on the layout of the map here. We got one battleship all the way to the east. Now he's a square and a half north of the cap, and there's a destroyer and a couple other ships, it looks like, over there. At least one other ship to deal with. So, you know, ideally he could attack C, but aside from that, the bulk of our force basically surrounding A. Now, we've already had A. We've controlled it for a long time. These guys need to be making moves into B because right now they're up an extra cap over us. Every 5 seconds, they're getting a 3-point addition to the lead that they have accumulated in the background. Okay, the score on the actual screen there will go up and down depending on when you sink ships or not. Each team gains and loses points depending on the class of ship, but nevertheless, in the meantime, they're getting points in the background. Now I'm moving forward. I wanted to get into B here. King George pushing into us. This is when it gets to be kind of interesting and really difficult here. This is a very strong counter by Red here. And whether he's doing this on purpose or not, irrelevant. I mean, this is about as good of a play as you could make in this situation here. King George, devastating threat to destroyers to begin with. I mean, typically they're going to be running HE, but these things can one-shot you as a destroyer, so you need to be keeping a close eye on him. We are spotted by him briefly. I'm popping the smoke now, and as soon as we do, he disappears. That means we don't currently have a line of sight on him. I'm trying to entice him to shoot. That would be, you know, something that would permanently spot him for 20 seconds. But look at this. He does shoot, and boom, scores a nice shot there and gets about a quarter of our health. And I always say, if you're, especially a destroyer, but any ship that you're firing from a covered position, typically in smoke, but whenever you don't think, when you can't be spotted, when you know you can't be spotted, someone shoots, they hit you, difficult shot. All right, Johnny Potato off the street, not likely to hit that. Maybe they'll hit it once in a while randomly, but it's not easy to do. Takes practice, and there, once again, more damage coming in. So we've switched over to AP as he was broadside. We're trying to pound the damage here, but sustaining 2 blind fire shots in the smoke, I'm already expecting to die. Now he's within, or he's closing within the 3 kilometers. If I could get out of this tight scenario here, shoot Sol somehow, I would, but I just don't think I can do so. But as soon as he hits 3 kilometers, he will basically automatically proxy spot me. Okay, every tier ship, or every tier 6 battleship, tier 6, tier 7, and legendary tier battleship, currently, if they have the modules purchased for their ship, they will all proxy spot you within 3 kilometers. That's the RGA mod that they put on slot 3. It's the only option. There's a few Japanese battleships that currently can use the concealment mod, which makes your ship harder to detect and increases the incoming dispersion, i.e. kind of fiddles with the enemy's aim when they're shooting at you. That's coming soon. That'll probably be in the same update that these new European destroyers are introduced. And I'm assuming this is all probably coming next update. We don't know that for sure. They announced that these changes were coming. You know, they've been announcing a lot of stuff coming, and they've been saying it's all within the next couple months. So we'll know probably next week or two exactly what's coming when. But the changes to the battleship slot 3 options are also coming. Okay, but in general, you just have to assume it's possible that they're going to spot you within 3 kilometers. So anyway, battleship closing in on us. Dangerous battleship when it's from destroyer's perspective because of the dangerous HE. Had to assume we were going to die, just trying to pepper them with shots. By the grace of God, we survived there. And just trying to get out of this position. You can see how tough it is to play in these tight little corridors here. But we are trying to pursue that Udachi. Also, would like to get into C there, because keep in mind, yeah, we're up caps now, we're up ships, but they did have a nice 2-cap-to-1 lead for a while, and we don't really know what's going on. Udachi dangerous, and we got another battleship there who last seen pushing up into the Arctic Circle, but he could have turned around at some point, and in fact, he will be doing that. So if they can kill a couple ships, they'll even that score very quickly, and it would be nice to get the 3rd cap. But once again, the enemy's position kind of limiting where we can go safely. Okay, it's going to be the Udachi that we're going to need to deal with. We don't have a lot of health here. Udachi can kill us probably within 2, maybe 3 salvos. Tirpitz, there he is right there on the map. He can kill us very quickly as well. Now, unfortunately for the Wichita, who's going to go look for him, he winds up being right around the bend. 3,000 HP Wichita, not going to beat a Tirpitz ever. Okay, it would require gross negligence, gross incompetence for that the Turpits to lose that fight. So we have to assume, okay, there's going to be about an 80-point swing there. Pushed into the Adachi here, though. And note what was going on. Okay, he was slowing down. He was dropping the smoke. And as a destroyer player, if you know that a destroyer on the enemy team has been eyeing you for a while, and ooh, look at these juicy widespreads here, this is even easier to dodge. But if you know that the destroyer's kind of been eyeing at you, and especially if he hasn't been shooting, you know, he's had an opportunity for 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, whatever it is, to do something against you, just go ahead and turn 180 degrees. Go the opposite way, because he's almost certainly torped, and you'll almost certainly dodge the torps, you know, the salvos. So very easy to dodge them as long as you're conscious of when the destroyer probably is attacking you. And the answer is whenever they're shooting at you, they're probably attacking you, unless you know that they've already used their torpedoes recently. So we're able to get him down. Now we're really low here. We only got 570 health. That's a one shot in basically everyone's book. But we have managed to turn this game around. Now, we still don't have C yet, but the Shiratsu on our team is going in there. So even though Turpitz is moving back into B to reclaim that 2 cap to 1 advantage, because our destroyer is doing a great job going over to C, flipping that cap, or basically removing the opportunity for these guys to win on score, unless they maybe kill all 3 ships and maybe somehow stalemate the situation on C. Trying to utilize the Udachi's smoke there. You can see we were right on the edge of it, the little circle on the water there. But, you know, we were not long for this world anyways, basically. But the team finishes them off. So, anyway, that was a pretty good game there, I thought, in terms of the positioning. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. We got lots of World of Warships coming for you all the time. Questions, comments, leave them below. Love to hear from you guys, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.